Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good to see you here. Yeah, I'm here with my buddy TJ,
What's
and
going on, guys?
and we're gonna do some mixes for you tonight. TJ's gonna do some. What are you doing? How many songs?
4.
Four.
Yep.
So he's gonna do 4 songs for you guys from his band Salvation's End, and we were warming up and checking out the mixes. Boy, they sound freaking amazing, dude. So you did all the recording, engineering, mixing, and everything
Yeah.
on this, right?
Yep.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
sounds
you.
awesome. In fact, TJ's doing my mixes now. He's doing like Night Terrors and those 2 other new ones that
Yeah.
I do on the show. And I got more coming too. So we'll have some killer mixes for you guys soon.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm. If I got the nerves, I'll do my new song tonight. I've just finally got it done today. Was like
Right.
the last little finishing touches I did on it. So I hope I can remember it. It's just the way it goes. But
I'm like that every time I'm on your live stream.
yeah,
I'm just like, I hope I can remember all of the songs
yeah.
I'll do. All of it.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm still dealing with a little bit of a cough here. Man. Yeah, so it's weird because there's, like I always say, there's practice ready and then there's live ready.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to be practice ready where you're like, yeah, I could play this no problem at band practice, but you get in front of an audience and all of a sudden you're second guessing everything and like, do I really know the song? I mean, you should really like be performance ready. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So anyways, well, before we get started, just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. It's building up now. We got 12. We'll have more as the night goes by. We got
Awesome.
Joshua Stevens. What's up, buddy? Eric Goodman. Tech Forge, Australia. What's going on? Sean Casey. What's happening, man? And Chris CS. He says, all we are, all we are, we are, all we are, all we need. Someone's a Doro Pesh fan. Is that who sang that? Doro?
I think so.
Yeah, let me know, dude. If I'm right on that, because I remember that song. Those were some cool lyrics. What's up, Harv? What's up, Gabriel? How's it going, man? Yeah, we're gonna get right to it in a minute here. I might as well just keep these freaking glasses on because I can't read without them now. I hate looking like a nerd, but whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, TJ's gonna play some of his mixes. I'll be doing the controls over here. This pedal board is so huge, it sucks moving it around, so I'll turn on your, delay and stuff for your leads.
Awesome.
I might be a second or two late here and there, but I'll do my best.
No, that's all right.
So let's do this. Let's pull up your mixes here. So you are playing through what tonight?
The Peavey Invective.
Okay, so you're playing through the Peavey Invective and the aux box.
Yep.
Let's get those fired up now. Let's pull up the aux box and the Invective. And those are on. That's off. Okay, we're good there. So what made you choose the Peavey?
Well, I am a Peavey fanboy. I absolutely love the 5150s, the classic
Gotcha.
5150s. And,
All right.
I used a 6505 Plus for the longest time, and I'm actually thinking about getting another one for my studio.
Okay.
That way I can have it for tracking rear lamps and cabinets in the studio.
Gotcha.
The KEMPER is great, obviously. You can capture it pretty closely, but I kind of miss the idea of miking up a cabinet and
It's
doing
fun.
it that way. It is.
It is. It's fun getting the real mics out and doing all that.
Well,
So
I've been kind of burned out lately, too, with the whole mixing thing. My own stuff, anyway. Other people's, it's fun, but for my stuff, I feel like it's starting to become more work than fun, which isn't good.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, how can I, bring back some of the energy and some of the love that I have for it? And I'm like, well, hey, why don't I just get a tube amp and do it the old school way?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a fun challenge, and you're also dealing with things that are real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So sometimes when you get bored of things that make things super easy, it's fun to go back and go a little old school and get like a real amp and you get the mic placement just right.
Right, yeah.
That magic happens, and you're like, ooh, yeah, this sounds amazing, and it's like this really nice moment you can capture, and it's just, it's nice. And then when you're double tracking, you can move, excuse me, you can move the mic again. find another sweet spot for the second track, you know, and pan them, you know. So
Yeah.
There's a lot of great things you could do, you know. So it's a lot of fun. Let me get the chat back up here, and then there we go. Come on, there we go. We got 16 people here now.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna grow as the night goes here. So, are you ready to start doing or what song do you want to start with?
Let's just go down the list. So Separation first.
Separation first.
Yep.
All right, so let's get that ready. All right, just play a couple riffs on there when I mute the room mic here, and then we'll get started. All right, hang on here, guys, and TJ's gonna start with his one of his mixes. We're just gonna go right through them. Again, his band is what's the freaking name of your band?
Salvation's End.
Yeah, I'm out with it today, guys. I'm really tired. So, all right. So DJ is gonna do a Separation from Salvation's End here in 1 second. Here, let me mute the room mic. Carpal tunnel is real. Dude,
Yeah.
that was awesome. So
Thank
we just did 2, and he's going to do 2 more, but we're going to do some Q&A here. Got some people asking questions and stuff. So want to scroll back. Thanks again for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
People are loving the mix. Thanks
That's
for the heads up on the mix. I noticed it too. We were down here warming up and doing that, but your ears, they just get fatigued or whatever. And I noticed it right away. I'm like, ooh, your guitar's a little low. So I reached over and turned you up on the aux box a little bit.
Yep.
And then I was still like, so I asked everybody. Everybody's like, you can come up a hair.
Yeah.
It was fine. But it made a big difference.
Oh,
so,
big time.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's see here. James Dunn, CMO79, Gabriel Sanchez, Tony, Bruno. What's going on, man? Everybody's asking, did I notice a little Nevermore influence there? A lot of people are picking up on that.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. I am a huge... Actually, if it wasn't for Nevermore, I wouldn't be a guitar player today.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I saw them back in 2005 at Gigantor, and it was a cool festival. Dream Theater was on there, and that was the main reason I went, was to see Dream Theater. And, it was funny. I was a 15-year-old kid. I had, short hair, and everybody there was, these, super dark, goth kind of metal people, right? And they were so welcoming. I was like, wow, this is... I was like an outcast at school because I was quiet and nobody really wanted to talk to you.
Yeah.
But I, go to this random venue and everybody there, they're like all older people. They're just like, hey, what's up, dude? How you liking your first concert? And, being super cool. But, I saw a couple of really cool bands, but then I saw all these dudes, really tall dudes with super long blonde hair go on stage. And I'm like, wow, this music is amazing. As soon as they played Enemies of Reality, I was hooked. Instantly. So yes, Jeff Loomis. I remember looking at my dad and being like, I want to play like that guy, pointing at Jeff.
Yeah, you're
I don't know about that,
heels.
man. I don't know about that. That dude's insane.
Yeah, you're definitely nipping at his heels, man. Yeah. So you're now. Who else are your influences?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Chris Roderick. I love Michael Romeo, huge influence on me.
He's awesome.
Yep, John Petrucci, obviously. I love that dude's songwriting, and it's probably in my top 4. Number 5 would probably be Christian Renzer from the death metal band Obscura.
I've never even heard of him.
Oh, he's amazing. Actually, the whole sweeping, tapping arpeggio I got from him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was just like, that's so sick. That just sounds so heavy and
nice.
Fast
and
technical.
Fun to steal from people.
I know, right? But those are probably my top 5 favorite guitar players.
Sweet.
Yep.
And someone was asking about your pickups. What pickups do you have?
Funny story, actually, right now I'm only using the bridge pickup. I got issues with this pickup selector switch. I think there's a loose wire or something. So I took the neck pickup out of here, which is really weird because, like I said, I want to instinctively go to the neck pickup for solos, and I can't.
You can't.
So this pickup's actually going in another guitar.
Okay.
And I'm going to get another deactivator for the neck once I get this switch fixed.
All right.
But normally what I run is an X2N in the bridge, which is what I got right now, and a deactivator 7-string in the neck. Okay. And they're DiMarzios. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
And for the price, you really can't beat it.
How much are they?
Well, when I got them, it was about, I think the deactivator neck was $100. And then the X2N was $89.
It's not bad, dude.
No, not at all.
That's the thing. Pickups are fun because they're really affordable. Most of them, anyways.
Yeah.
And it's if you have a soldering iron, and you want to solder. I mean, it's like try them out. You know, I mean, it makes a huge difference. I'm definitely learning that more and more as I check out different guitars because I've been playing these for years.
Yeah. Well, to add to that, actually, which is really cool, and I really recommend it. The pot in here, I have a Seymour Duncan Liberator.
Oh, okay.
And what that is it's pretty much you solder this in once, and then you can swap pickups out on the fly with a tiny screwdriver.
Oh,
you don't
really?
have to solder anymore.
Oh, that's good to know. I never even knew that.
Yeah. So I was able to, before I came to the conclusion of these pickups, I was able to try out different Seymour Duncans, different DiMarzio pickups, until I settled on this set, which worked best for me.
There's an Easter egg for you guys.
Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend it.
Dude, that's awesome. That's good to know. I'll have to make a mental note of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm getting a Schecter guitar What am I getting? I don't even remember what I'm getting, but it's got different pickups in it. And maybe I'll put that pot in there so I can. And they're passives because I could not stand the honky freaking.
I'm not an active guy. I used to be. I used to be a huge EMG fan, and I mean they still make great pickups, but I like the passives more.
Yeah, those pickups like what's the output on those?
Really high.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I hear, I could be wrong, but it's the hottest pickup DiMarzio makes is the X2N. Yep.
Yeah, it sounds great though. I remember when you came over with them the first time and played through a bunch of my amps, they all sounded amazing. You know, they're real balanced. I found that like those pickups and the ones in this guitar are real balanced, and I'm not hearing all these weird frequencies come out. You know what I mean? They're just hot and balanced.
Yeah, and well, that's with this pickup. When you look at it, and we talk about pickups all day, but you know, with this pickup, when you look at the EQ on DiMarzio's website, it's like the bass is at 6, the middle is at 5.5, and then the treble's at 6. So it's like perfectly balanced.
Yep, that's what you want. I mean, those pickups where, you know, I've even had people say when I was sending the one back with the Fishman Fluence Moderns in it, people were like, "Oh, just put an EQ pedal in the loop." It's like, dude, if I got to do that, then I got the wrong pickups. You know, I mean, I shouldn't have to fix my pickups with an EQ. You know, I should be able to just put them in the guitar and they should just sound good. You know, I mean,
well, I mean, I've heard great things about those Fishmans, but you know, I think, you know, for the price of them, it's almost like bare knuckle pickups. They sound great, but the price is really, you have to be committed to your sound. To, you know, spend that kind of cash.
You really do.
You know, I went through a bunch of stuff, and you know, I mean, I found some pickups that don't really sound that great, and you know, others that sound amazing.
I remember you tried the EMGs for a while. Which ones did you try?
I had the 707s for a long time. I tried the 81.7. I messed with the 57.66, which sound pretty good. You know, they're great pickups, but DiMarzio's it for me. And not only that, but the company is very like responsive. So if you have any questions, they're right there to help you out, which is great.
I think they're the best pickup manufacturer out there. I just think that they're like the go-to. You know, I mean, to each their own, and all due respect to everybody who likes different things. I mean, it is what it is. But I just found that a lot of times when people switch pickups, they go that whole like, you know, active route for a while. Oh no, you need these. Oh no, it's these that I need. And then they always find, not always, but a lot of times people find their way back to passives because honestly, what you're dealing with on a passive pickup is stuff that comes from the ground. You're looking at magnets and wires, you know? So copper and magnets, it's natural, you know? So it's hard to beat something that's organic and natural. Same thing with tube amps and all that. So
it's funny because when I was having issues with certain EMG pickups I was using, it was actually my drummer who recommended I check out DiMarzio pickups. And dude, it's the funniest story because I looked at him. I was like, okay, you're a drummer. What the hell do you know about guitar pickups? You know what I'm saying? And then I tried them out, and I was like, damn, David was right. So, David, if you're watching this, you were right. Yep.
Well, let's let a couple more comments here, and then TJ's got 2 more songs for you, and we're going to switch over to me, and I'll play some of mine for you as well. And yes, I'm driving the pedals tonight. CM079 said, Jarrod's driving the pedals. Yeah, I'm switching all the stuff for him and trying to get creative with it. Scott Fulmar, thanks so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. He said, head banging good time. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. And CM079, thanks for the super chat. Very much appreciate that. He said, head banging good time, the second for sure. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Thank you. Eric Goodman says, question for TJ. Hello, fellow Ormsby player. Have you tried their fan fret models? All mine have the Nunchucker and the De La Cream pickups. And
nice.
What is in yours? We went over the pickups already.
Pickups, no, I haven't tried any of their fan frets. I heard nothing but good things about them. I've tried so many times to get on board with the whole fan fret thing, and I just haven't been able to find one comfortable for me yet. Ormsby would probably be the one to try out. I actually just reached out to these guys about potentially working with them as an artist.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, hopefully I'll hear something back soon. But, yeah, I love Ormsby guitars. They're absolutely phenomenal. They're great guitars. Everything about these guitars are just amazing. But, yeah, to answer your question, I haven't tried any of the fan fret stuff yet. I'm definitely interested in doing that.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think see, I'm one of those, if I get a fan fret guitar, all of them have to give me fan frets now because I can't adjust the guitars very well. So I just can't do it unless I switch to those, and I just, I think it's cool. I really do. But once I adjust to that, it's hard to adjust the straight frets after that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So everybody's different, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm so jealous of people. You can throw any guitar at them, they play exactly the same. I play different guitars, and it takes me weeks to acclimate.
Well, and something else is, I play with a Floyd, and I've not seen a whole lot of fan frets. I know that Rusty Cooley's Ormsby, it's fan frets, and it has a Floyd to it.
Oh, okay.
But other than his model, I don't think I've actually seen many with a Floyd.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard to find, man. But they are cool. Let me see if there are any other questions before we get to... And just tag Tone Wars or put 3 question marks in front of your comment. That way I don't miss it. So, apologize if I miss anybody. Metal Snake, what's up, buddy? Good to see you here. Metal Snake was saying he was looking at a Peavey Invective, and he reached out to me and asked me, he's trying to decide between that and a Stealth, and he said I talked him into a Stealth. Honestly, the Stealth is like one of the biggest no-brainer metal amps out there. I mean, that amp is just, it's so sick. Now, again, everybody's taste differs. I think that what you got going on tonight with Invective sounds great. So, but man, every time I plug into the Stealth, I'm just like, this amp just freaking does it. You know?
It takes minimal tweaking to make that amp sound great.
Yeah, it just sounds so good. It's so brutal, too. I don't think there's a more brutal amp out there than the Stealth. I mean, the Stealth and the EL34 are the most brutal, ridiculous amps out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a reason why a lot of those amps have been on, at least modern records, metal records and everything.
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're just so freaking good.
Right.
JB 50 Watt says Paul Gilbert uses X2Ns. Oh, that's interesting.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That is really cool.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. What are you boosting the Invective with?
Hey everybody, this is Carrie and Jarrod from Tone Wars.
What is going on here?
The show's about to begin.
Sorry guys,
Before
hang on one second.
We just wanted to wish you a happy, healthy,
I pushed
and
a
safe
button and
holiday
everything
season,
went crazy.
A very Merry Christmas
hell?
and a Happy New Year.
Hang on a second.
We really appreciate all the support that you guys have shown us over the last couple of years, and the channel is growing really quick, and we really look forward to hanging out with you guys twice a week now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It really is the highlight of our...
Hey.
What's going on here? Okay. Hello.
There we go.
Sorry about that. Wow, I just updated the software, and I think there's some bugs.
Oh,
So,
hey. It's all right, man. It happens.
yeah, my apologies. I pushed a button and everything went crazy. We're boosting with the Mud Killer, and I am not going to push that button because everything went nuts. So
Right.
I'm going to have to figure that out. But hopefully everything's normal. Sorry about that, guys. We're using the Mud Killer tonight, and that's what's happening.
That's a cool overdrive.
Yeah, it is, right? I
Really
mean,
cool.
it's freaking badass overdrive. I love it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I mean, again, you're talking to a guy who's, only used a Maxon OD808. That's the only thing I've been satisfied with, and this is really cool. I like this a lot.
It's a great overdrive. If you haven't checked out a Mud Killer, I highly recommend them. I mean, it's definitely my favorite pedal now, for sure. So I just think it could do no wrong. It's just really freaking good. All right, so now that we've gotten through that weird glitch, you want to play 2 more?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, so let's do that. Let me mute the room mic, and let's test your sound real quick, and then we'll go.
Okay.
Dude, that was freaking awesome, man.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Thank you. That's actually probably my favorite lead I've written to date.
Yeah, that really kind of quirky, almost, it wasn't off time, but it had that kind of disjointed timing. It was awesome. It was really like, oh, where's he? Oh, there it goes. And then it hooks in and starts going, you know? I was like, wow, that's freaking awesome. Something else I noticed, too, because I'm watching from back here. Like, when you're sweep picking and stuff, your thumb is, like, on the back. Like, when I do it, I'm up here.
Oh, okay.
When you do it, you're here.
Yeah.
It's, like, really odd, you know? It seems like it would be harder.
Might be. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, like, you know, with the...
Yeah, your thumb is in, like, behind the neck position as opposed to over.
Up here?
Like,
Yeah.
When I'm sweeping, I'm up here.
Yeah, it's just how I've always done it.
No, I'm starting to, like, am I wrong?
I don't think...
doing it wrong?
No, man. There's no such thing as wrong in music.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess. We'll find out, right? You know, I mean, but I am watching that, and I'm like, what? Okay, what? Am I doing it wrong?
Maybe that's why it hurts so bad for me.
Yeah, maybe that's why it's so painful. You're doing it wrong, man. Yeah, but that was good, dude.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed that very much, man. So, tell us about your singer and like how you got him and like that whole thing.
Yeah. So my singer's name is Tim Jackson, and he's you know, been actually a good friend of mine since 2012. And I remember we tried kind of getting together and doing a band back then. But we just really weren't ready at the moment, you know, or at that moment to pursue a band. And, you know, he was still kind of coming into his own in terms of vocals. I was still coming into my own as a songwriter.
Yeah.
You know, and of course being like a young kid, I was like 22 at the time.
Oh, let me charge that wireless.
Oh, yeah.
Is it off?
Yep.
Okay.
Here you go, sir.
I'll charge it
But,
for a few minutes.
Yeah, I, pretty much what we ended up doing was I was, you know, 22 at the time, and I was writing all this, like, stupid fast stuff, and, you know, trying to be the most complex player that I could be, and...
Yeah, we all went through that phase.
Yeah, yeah, but, you know, the time was just right, because in 2019, like, late 2019, I kind of got in touch with him. I said, hey, so I'm thinking about doing another album, and, you know, would you be interested in doing studio vocals?
Yeah.
And he was just like, absolutely, and, you know, he was still jamming with Dave at the time because they were in separate projects together. And you know, Dave was just like, hey, so, you know, tell me more about this guitar player. So Tim, instead of going into this long detail about it, he sent him the demo for Monarch. And Dave listened to about 30 seconds of it. Then he called Tim. He's like, I'm in. I don't care. I don't care if you guys need a drummer or not. I'm in. And you know, pretty much
awesome.
that's how we started. We decided, okay, at that point, instead of doing a studio thing again, let's just make this a live band and actually see where we can go with it.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's I tell you too, guys. Like Tim hits all the notes live. He hits every one of them.
Actually, there's people saying he sounds better live.
He does. He's got like there's just so much
Raw and energy.
Yeah. Just looking for the picture of the aux box because I don't want people to think I'm using the aux box when I switch to the DIs on the Revv. So yeah, he sounds amazing live. Like he's fearless. He hits every single one of those screams, the high notes, all of it. It's just like, oh my God, he actually because you know how you get used to singers like taking the safety notes and doing a fifth lower or a third lower. Tim just comes out there and hits all of them live. Now, he's young.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody knows, like, those days are coming when he's going to have to hit some safety notes. But for now, enjoy it, you know. I mean, he's really a good singer.
Oh, he's great.
I think he fits your music really well.
Yeah, well, and, you know, the older songs, we're actually re-releasing 6 of them, probably like the 6 best on the first album.
Gotcha.
We're releasing them with Tim on vocals, and we're just going to be selling those at the merch booth, because, you know, we want whoever comes out to see us live, we want them to go home with something that is reminiscing of what they heard that night. Yeah, you know, so
exactly.
That's what we're going to end up doing, and we're working on that now. We're going to get that done probably within at least the next few weeks here. Once that's done, we're going to be working hard on the next full length. So.
Gotcha. Well, that's awesome, man. I got some questions here.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. You're getting a lot of great compliments, by the way.
Oh,
so
thank
I just
you.
wanted to sum that up and say people are really enjoying.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Thank you.
Yeah, I am too. So Harv says, Tomors, I finally ditched using the Joyo Zombie as my practice amp. I'm using the Stealth, but I'm using the 50 watts instead of the 100. Gotcha. Well, I'm sure you're going to be much happier with the Stealth. I mean, the Joyo Zombie is pretty cool, but man, once you plug into a Stealth, it's like you get spoiled right away. You're welcome, Vince. Vince is loving the show. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, you're welcome, dude. I love having my friends on. You know, I have some local friends here. I'm going to be having more on. Like Steve will be back on, and I'm going to reach out to a couple other guys.
This guy's such a great guitar player.
He is.
He really is.
He's awesome. You know, so and I love doing it. I love giving. Like I have a platform here, and I want to share it with people that I believe in and deserve it. You know, I mean, I do what I can.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
Of
I
course.
really appreciate it.
Of course. So Harv says TJ is great. Is there a link to buy the album?
Unfortunately, not yet, but there will be one as soon as we get those 6 songs re-recorded, I should say.
Okay.
We're gonna be pushing it pretty much all over. So
follow their band page, which is Salvation's End on Facebook, and I'm sure you'll probably release everything on there as far as information goes.
Yep, and of course we're going to release it on Spotify, and
Gotcha.
We already have actually Monarch and Architect on Spotify. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can go and listen to that anytime. Apple Music, iTunes, anywhere you can get it.
So Salvation's End,
Yep.
you know, that's what you look for, and yeah, he does all the producing and recording and everything. So everything sounds great. So
Thank you.
yeah, I love it. That's why I'm having you do my mixes, because they all sound so good, you know. And I'm really happy with everything. So, speaking of which, let me see. I got the red guitar, so maybe we could switch over to my stuff.
Yeah.
Let me find. Let's kick things off with. Night Terrors.
I like this one, man.
Yeah, so we'll be on for another maybe half an hour tops. So I'm going to do some mixes for you guys, and then we'll have a quick chat and wrap it up. But, yeah, so let me mute the room mic and get my stuff going on here. Just give me a second to switch over to the Revv. 1 second here, guys. Okay, so let me switch guitars here. And I'm going to do a couple other songs on the purple guitar. Yeah, so that was a mix that TJ actually did for me. So, like, when I wrote that song, I think I did that at your house, didn't I? Did I drive out?
Yep.
Yeah, and then we drove out and put that together. And
Yep, right in my home studio.
yep, that was fun, dude.
That was.
Really came out good. I just love the drums. They sound really big and natural, you know. And it's got a good feel to it. So, yep, you're really easy to work with.
Oh,
It just
thank you,
sounded
man.
killer, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep, good quality stuff, man. I love big, thunderous sounding mixes, you know.
Yeah. So, what made you choose the Revv tonight?
Oh, now I'm in the hot seat.
Yep. Exactly.
You know, I thought it would be interesting. I love the amp. I mean, it's just really thick. It's a very thick, beefy amp, and it's got great tone and feel. And I'm working it with the MIDI. You know, I mean, you can see it's changing channels. You know, you can see the color changes. You know, and I could use so I'm using the purple channel for the rhythms and the red channel for the leads. And I wanted to use, like, so we have, the Invective going through the aux box. So I thought it'd be cool to run the Revv through its own DI out software, which is the two-note stuff, just to compare them so you guys could see, two different rigs that are set up through direct output stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it sounds incredible in the room. Like, we got the freaking
it sounds awesome.
Studio monitors cranking in here, and it sounds great, you know. So, and as soon as I fired up the Revv, TJ was like, damn, that's a freaking killer speaker emulation.
Yeah, well, it sounds amazing. And that mount. Now, another question I have, too, is the purple channel. Is that technically the rhythm channel?
Yeah, it's got enough gain to do both.
Okay.
But it's a great, tight, really nice rhythm channel, though.
Yeah, I've never really played any Revv stuff before. Yeah, so this is like really my first time kind of checking it out and seeing it in battle, so to speak.
We'll have to, maybe towards the end here, we can let you check it out real quick before we end the night.
Yeah, that'd be
See
awesome.
what you think. Yeah, it's a killer amp. It really is.
It sounds great.
I think it's one of those no-brainer amps. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money. They're over $3,000, but the tech that you get in this amp is insane. You know, it'll hook up to, the software here in the iPad. You can run it off of an iPad as far as the two-note stuff goes.
It's really cool.
And we're running direct out on it, so you can actually take this amp, just this amp alone, to a show.
And just run it that way.
Stereo outs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
Go DI out. You don't need a load box. It's all built in.
Wow.
And it just sounds incredible. It's a great amp, and I love the thick, beefy tones that you get out of it. It's just really nice, you know. So they did a great job with it. They really did. Let's see here. TechForge Australia says, what I love about the Revv, and it's illustrated against the Invective, is that it doesn't hog a lot of the lower mids where the bass guitar detail is. It's a better amp in a mix. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean it really is like I think they did a great job with the Mark III. I like the Mark II as well. My buddy Jay's got one, and I thought that sounded amazing as well. When the Mark III came out, I just had to have it. I'm like, all right, that's the one. I just want that thick, beefy tone.
Well, bouncing back off of what he said, I noticed that almost instantly that the Revv sits better in a mix than the Invective does. And the Invective sounds good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you have to kind of do a little bit of extra processing for the Invective.
Yeah.
Versus that, it's almost like a drag and drop. Like
it's very full.
Little tweaks.
Yeah, it's very full. It's got a really nice, full, thick sound. And the chugs are like... They're just earth shattering.
Yeah.
They're just really thick. The Revv, the Kraken, and the Splawn Nitro are just the thickest chugs that I've ever played. They're just really beefy. Yeah, I love a little bit of darkness, but that thickness that comes with it, it's really nice,
Yep.
So, all right, let me do the Sphinx here and get that going. I'm glad you guys are liking the songs. So I'm trying to keep the talking to a minimum because sometimes people get a little like, yeah, shut up and play, All right, 1 second. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, like I was saying, I love that you're using like the Phrygian dominant.
Oh yeah,
that's like.
Thank you. Yeah,
one of my favorite modes.
It's such a sexy mode. It's sexy and it's mysterious and it's
very
just,
dark.
Yeah, it's dark. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's like if there was a mode that a vampire played in, I think that would be it.
A vampire mummy.
Yeah, a vampire mummy. Yeah, because mummies are hot.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just such a cool mode, and in fact, that song Armageddon that you helped me with last time you were here, I'm working on that. That's also in that same mode, right? Isn't that in the same mode?
Was that the one with the clean riff in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really weird one?
Yeah. No, that's a Hungarian minor.
Yeah, that's a Hungarian
minor, yeah. Yeah. So, it's really really interesting. So
yeah, I get picked on all the time for, like, my music theory knowledge. Like, Tim actually tagged me in something, and it was, like, a meme of Arnold Schwarzenegger running from, like, a Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And it says, me after I move all the music theory books to the nerd section. So.
Run for your life.
Yes.
Someone is asking what pedal I'm using. The Morley. It's just the little Morley pedal, the wah, and I love it because I don't have to use the toe tap. It's just automatic as soon as you step on it.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's a convenient size too. You know, you can put it on like a mini pedal board or something.
Yep, I love the size. I used to have the what was that called? The Bad Horsey or whatever, and it's just huge. I mean, it's like it's like enormous. So this is a lot smaller, and it's just the right size for your foot. It's not too small. It's not too big. It's perfect. And it's just the regular one. I didn't get any one that had a special voicing. I just got the regular one, and I'm like, let me just see what this is like, and it's perfect. It's such a great pedal, you know. I hate the toe tap thing because sometimes you think you turned it off and you didn't, and you go back and you're like, oh, am I using Fishman pickups again?
Well, and I used to use the like, what was it, the more high-end Crybaby wah?
Yeah.
Or it was a Vox wah, actually.
Yeah.
And same thing, like, you had to, like, feel the switch.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like it. After I used it for maybe 5 shows, and then I was like, I can't use this anymore. It was a great wah pedal, sounded awesome, but I just, you know, when you're in a high-energy band and everything, like, tap dancing is the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, yep, and I love this because I do a lot of wah stuff, like in this next song I'm going to do. I just use it intermittently.
Sure.
And I don't want to have to do all that work with the toe tap. And plus I'm seated, you know, so it's nice to just step on it and it just does its thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You let go of it and you can just forget about it. So I'm all about those types of wahs. I really am. Let's see here. So I was just reading... James Dunn, the Revv is awesome amp, but it's just too expensive. It is pricey.
Very expensive.
But they did have $500 off over the holidays, which I was kind of bummed about because I bought mine before that, and I'm like, you know, whatever, it is what it is. But I'm telling you, though, like the tech and all the stuff that you have in the Revv is like, it's, you know, it's one of those expensive amps that isn't one of those things where it's like, yeah, but, you know, the cork sniffers are like, yeah, but it has components that are from Madrid, you know, or what it's, you know what I mean? It's just like, take your components and shove them up your rear end, you know? It's like, okay, yeah, I get components are you know, important and everything, but it's like that's all that some brands can talk about is like, well, our components are amazing. Well, the components in the Revv are amazing too, and it has all this great tech in it.
Yeah.
It's got MIDI, it's got 4 actual usable channels in it that sound good. It has, it's programmable. Even on the front, you can program all the features. It's got the bright, cut, fat switches. It's got a noise gate built in, reverb, and it also has the 2 notes tech built in. It's like, what's not to like? And it has a load box built into it. So you could just take this amp head to a gig, stick it on the floor, turn it on, and run the direct outs in stereo to the front of house.
With that 2 notes there, I'm sure you can turn the cab simulation off and just run direct and then use your own IRs and for bedroom recording.
Actually, with 2 notes, you can put IRs in the 2 notes tech.
No kidding.
Too. Yeah, so you can load in your own IRs.
Yeah, so at that point, if you were just like a living in an apartment and have a home studio in an apartment or something, that would be on if you want that tube sound.
Yeah,
you know.
It really is that one size fits all in a good way amplifier. They've tried to do that with other amplifiers like the Hughes and Kettner Triamp. It's one size fits all. No, it's a 8 sizes fits none. You know, this is definitely an amp that a lot of people, if you play rock, metal, even classic rock, whatever, this amp will definitely do it for you. I mean, I just think that this amp deserves to be spotlighted because it really is, yes, it's expensive. You are right. It's very expensive. But at least when you pay the money for this amplifier, you're getting your money's worth as opposed to other amplifiers out there that are even more expensive, but they're not giving you anything except for a bunch of myth and legend and a bunch of garbage about, yeah, but our components are amazing. Well,
how much was that one again?
I think it was just over 3.
Over 3?
Yeah.
How much is the Stealth, the 100?
20. Man, I don't want to be wrong. Around mid-20s. Mid-2000s.
So think of it this way. Let's say that you wanted to get an amp like the EVH, which sounds obviously amazing.
Yeah.
But you're like, okay, well, I could just get, you know, the 2 notes Captor X. And that's $500. So at that point, you're already reaching the price range of the Revv.
And you're getting another channel on the Revv.
Right.
And you don't, you know, it's just a lot that it offers. And
I mean, and there, of course, there are, you know, other amps out there, you know, that you can get. Obviously, like the 6505 from Peavey or amps like that. I'm noticing a lot of amps nowadays are getting pretty pricey though. Man.
Everything's getting pricey, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is. But so Jim Coleman says, I would love to see Synergy put out a module of this. They actually are.
Are you serious?
They're putting out the red and purple channels. If I remember correctly, they are working on it.
Man,
Yep.
I have to get the Syn 30 then and just start getting modules instead of getting an amp head.
Yep. Yeah. So they
Jeez.
are putting those out, from what I hear. So maybe it's a rumor, maybe it's not, but I've heard somewhere that they're working on it.
I'm still waiting on them to do a 6505 module.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so excited like 2 or 3 years ago when they were like hinting at it. So
Yeah. So Harv says Stealth is listed at $24.99. So yeah, so $24.99, and it's worth every penny. I mean,
Absolutely.
It's a killer amp, you know. So it really comes down to, you know, what features do you want and, you know, application. And I feel like the Revv really has it with. I mean, honestly, if you're coming to me and you're saying I need an amp that just does everything and it does it right, and I need something that I can take with me and plug in direct, and it's got the tech in it and the MIDI and all the stuff, I'd say hands down buy the Revv Mark III. It's just, to me, it's one of those no-brainer amps if you have the money, you know? It really is, you know? So, anywho, let's do a couple more riffs, and let me find another one of my songs to do here. I'm going to try 3 Shots in the Chaser. I honestly... I forgot part of it. Hopefully I can remember it while I'm live. I literally, like, when I was warming up, I'm like, how do I play that again? So if I screw up, you'll know why, because I completely forgot a part of it. But that's why you got to practice every day, kids. All right, 1 second. Yeah, I forgot the ending. I was like, oh, what do I do? I rewrote the ending, and I'm getting confused between the new and the old version. So whatever.
I hate when that happens.
Well, everyone here watching is used to me screwing up, so they're like, "Oh, that's just Jarrod screwing up again."
I didn't even notice, man.
It's the norm on the channel.
Nah, man, I didn't even notice at all, dude.
Well, that's good. I got you fooled. I'll pay you later. I will pay you later. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm glad you're liking it. Let's see. Jim Coleman says, I know Petrucci sticks by his companies, but would love to hear him with this. It does everything. Yeah, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would love to hear John Petrucci play through anything but his JP just to hear
what it would sound
what
like.
it would sound like. You
Yeah.
know, like John Petrucci through an EVH.
Dude.
Holy crap, that would be...
Call him up, man. Get him over here. Get him over here.
I think that would either end a war or start one. I think it would sound that good, you know? Or him through the Revv or whatever. It would just be really interesting.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's a great point, you know?
You know, he has such a unique sound.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm a firm believer, and I've heard this from a lot of people, including Jeff Loomis, is that the tone is in the hands.
Yeah.
You know, and the way he plays and everything, nobody's going to sound like JP ever. So.
Well, I think that tone is in the hands to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think there is truth to that. And I also think that a lot of it, too, is I think it's the way you strike your notes and the way your vibrato is.
Yeah.
I think those are the two main things. It's like vibrato and the way you strike your notes.
Mm-hmm.
That really gives you that tonality. And there's guys that are heavy pickers, light pickers, medium. I think I'm a medium light. You're like a light picker, aren't you? It looks like
I used to be.
Now
I'm
you're
actually
heavier?
picking a little heavier now that I changed my picking
Oh,
technique.
that's right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
used to pick upside down.
I did. Yeah.
Chris Broderick got on you about that.
Oh, yeah. No, he recommended I switch, and it was actually probably the best thing I could have done because I felt like I got to as far as I could doing that style of picking. So when I changed, I had opened up this whole door of like new techniques and everything else that I wasn't familiar with. Helped my sweeping too.
Oh, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Didn't he say like the dynamics would be better if you did that too?
Yeah. Actually, it's really crazy. You probably won't be able to hear it, but like I used to hold the pick kind of like this, and that versus.
Oh yeah, it is louder.
Yeah, a lot louder, a lot more precision and everything.
Wow. So you used to be kind of dainty.
I was very dainty.
You're a little dainty boy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that Chris made a man out of you.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. I learned so much from that guy. The guy is such a great guy. He really is. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Hands
Really?
down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's got to be cool to take lessons from a guy like that too.
Well, I mean, I actually sent him an email once we got the Architect done. I just, forwarded it to him, just be like, hey, all the lessons are paying off. Check out the solos I did. And he responded back. He says, dude, this sounds great. So, I liked it.
Yeah, that is awesome. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let's let you plug in for a minute.
Okay.
To the Revv. Just
Absolutely.
play whatever you want. You want to play some rhythms and then some leads. I'll switch accordingly.
For sure.
And so the rhythm will be on the purple channel and the leads will be on the red channel. And so we'll just go ahead and do that. So let's start with some rhythms and then just give me a nod when you want to switch to some solos, and then I'll switch over for you.
Yeah. I'll do a little bit of Nevermore
here.
riffs for the audience here.
There you go. All right. Noodle Fest coming up. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, it sounds really good. Really responsive.
Yeah. These are literal first impressions of the Revv. He's never played it before. So,
Never. Yeah.
So, I mean, it feels... That's the thing, too. Like, no one really talks about on YouTube is, like, how does an amp feel?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's such an important thing to convey because you guys are just hearing something. And I say this all the time. Like, a lot of times you'll hear somebody's rig and you're like, oh, that sounds amazing. And you plug into it. It's like, oh, it doesn't sound good when I play it. It's like, well, maybe it sounds the same. It just doesn't feel good to you.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is that, you know, minus my sloppy lead playing.
Yeah, you're on the wrong pickup, so yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Feels weird doing sweeps on a bridge pickup.
Yeah, but, you know, it's the pinch harmonics, very responsive.
Yeah,
that's
they're
something
thick.
I noticed, yeah.
They're real juicy.
Yeah.
You can almost see, like, the juiciness squirting from your,
Wrong choice of words there, Jared.
from your finger on the notes. Yeah, it's just, they're real thick and beefy sounding.
Right,
I love them. Yeah.
Yep, and just those, like, especially on the low B, you know, just
Yeah.
the chugging riffs, it just, you can almost feel it.
It's
Well,
so
you feel
thick.
it, obviously, but, you know, it's just, like,
It's thick.
yeah.
Well, I always say I could feel the pick digging into the strings.
Mhm.
I almost feel like I'm slicing into the string.
Mhm.
And I love that feeling. I don't like that stiff, like, brittle feeling when I'm
Yeah.
playing an amp. It's always like, ooh, I feel like I have arthritis. I like that nice, just that right amount of sag, you know, where you could feel the amp, you know, sagging a little and giving back, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's a really well-balanced amp. It really is.
Yeah, well, and something else, too, is that I used to use those jazz picks.
Mhm.
And since the tip's more round, it's a little softer when it hits the strings.
Mhm.
But now that I'm using these more pointy picks,
Yeah.
it feels like the sound is a little different. You know,
Yeah.
it has a little bit more top end to it,
Mhm.
a little more clickiness, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you know, when I started to mess with certain amps, I'm noticing I'm like, oh, well, I don't really like this as much anymore because the clickiness, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You have to compensate tone-wise, but I'm not feeling that at all with the Revv.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
a great amp, and you're playing it through its own software too, the tune-out software, not even through a cab. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it really does have a great feel.
Absolutely.
You know? Let's see if I missed anybody's. So, James Dunn, what wireless system are you using? It's the Shure. It's the GLX-D. I don't know. I forget the.
It's the pedal version, actually.
Yeah, it's the pedal version. Let me see if it says on the back.
Let's see here. Helix.
yeah, it's my old label. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's the GLX D14.
GLX-D1, which is like the name of this. Just look up the Shure GLX-D, and it's the one that has like there's a pedal that goes on your floor, pedal board, and there's a tuner in it. And I use that tuner all the time. Like I love this wireless. I've had this wireless for 5 years. You know, and it's given me zero problems. I just jinxed it, but whatever. I mean, it's a great wireless. It really is. I love this wireless.
Yeah, it's a great wireless. Really awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. So if you're looking for a good wireless, that's what I would use. You know, I really would. Chocolate cake buffet is what the amp sounds like. Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see if I can get through this new song. Like, this song has been the bane of my existence for the last several weeks here. Just writing this solo. And this is the first time I've ever performed this live, and I'm really nervous, to be honest with you, because I don't want to ever...
Now you got it, man.
I just don't want to present my new song wrong, you know, where it's like, oh, nice, you know, that was horrible. But whatever. So I got to get it out of my system. I got to do it live once anyway. So before we go tonight, let me try that. This one's called City Lights, and I've worked on it for a while now. So I just finished writing the solo today. So, God, I hope I don't screw this up. All right, so bear with me, guys. I hope I get this right. Hang on one second. All right, I got the first one out. I got the nerves out. Couple of tricky notes in there that I did wrong, but whatever. You know,
it sounded great.
Thank you. Yeah, I made it. So that's the hardest
Right.
part is when you present a new song for the first time in front of an audience. Like, you're just hoping to God that you play it right, you know, and you know. I think I at least presented it, you know, best I could for the first time.
I think it sounded great, man.
Well, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, so I got more coming. I actually have like several more, and I'm going to be working on them very soon. And I want to get enough songs in rotation so that when we're live, I'm only going to play like 5.
Sure.
And then I could backbench some, and then because I don't want people to get sick of them, you know.
Kind of swap them out in between shows.
Yeah. Because I mean, just if I play every mix in every show, it just becomes boring for people. Like, oh, that song again, you know. So try to add more mixes to the show to keep things fresh. And I love writing music, so it's a lot of fun. So, well, thanks guys, I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys like it. Thank you so much. You know. Harv says, have TJ mix your songs and put a CD up for sale. Yeah.
Bad idea.
We can actually do that. I've actually been wanting to do this for a long time. So, yeah, I need to get these songs out there for people to enjoy. And plus, it helps support the channel. So, I'd love to put a mix, you know, all these mixes out for you. I mean, Rabia did it.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, all his mixes are out there for you to get. And that guy's sick. I mean, the stuff he writes just for demo videos is like, holy crap!
Yeah,
should get a Grammy for that. You know, I mean, the guy's amazing. So
yeah, he's an awesome guitar player.
Yeah, so I'll definitely I should do that. We should sit down and talk about that because I do want to release these. I think it would be fun. So, anyways, well, thanks guys. I appreciate it very much. Cigars, great job, man. Thank you. I'm definitely gonna have a big old cigar tonight too. I'm gonna have. What am I going to have tonight? I'll probably have an Undercrown 10. That sounds good tonight.
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, I got to introduce you to the world of cigars, man. They are awesome. It's a great reward. Anyways, well, guys, we've been on for a bit here. I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you, of course, for being...
thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, dude. I mean, you worked today and drove home and picked up your stuff and headed up here. It's about an hour drive to my house, right?
About an hour and a half, yeah.
Damn. Yeah, so appreciate you doing that, seriously.
No problem, man.
I just think it's good to have people on because, you know, I can only talk so much about things and it just becomes kind of boring for people. So having guests on like you and Steve and maybe hopefully some other guys locally here I can have on, I just think it keeps things nice and fun for everybody. And it gives them a chance to hear somebody else play something and get their thoughts on it. And your music's amazing. Steve's music is amazing. So having you guys on is always a pleasure, you know.
Yeah,
so.
I always enjoy being on the show, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Seriously, it really means a lot to us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you. You know, and check out Salvation's End on all the places where you can find music and on Facebook. And follow them so you can keep up with their releases or even if they're playing in your area, you know.
Yeah, we're definitely branching out here pretty soon, too.
Yeah, so it'd be cool, you know, to do that. So, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And as I always say, every day's a gift. And thank you so much for spending part of yours with us. And I will see you all very soon. I got some episodes I'll be working on this week. And see you on Saturday morning for the next... what's it called? The March Madness Amp Shootouts. And then Carrie will be joining me on Sunday night at 7. Awesome. All right, guys. Love you all. Take care. And we'll see you all very soon.